Hello and welcome to Studio 415.
On today's show, you hear about why Carroll has a big emphasis on digital citizenship.
You'll see many of the holiday lights and traditions around Fort Wayne.
And you'll get an update about how the CHS bowling team season is going so far.
All of that and more coming up next.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Mason Rand.
And I'm Ethan Honeycutt. Digital citizenship was introduced to Carroll last year as part of the new one-to-one program.
However, the overall reception has been mixed, with many students not very excited to participate each week.
Studio 415 reporter Chris Jones has the story for us.
Starting last year, Carroll introduced one-to-one technology. With this, they started showing presentations called Digital Citizenship during Everybody Reads. Digital citizenship is intended to teach students how to be responsible when using their student laptops and to become a good digital citizen. Although the lessons have positive intentions, many students have expressed disinterest with the presentations. Seth Slater, the main creator of Digital Citizenship, hopes to increase not only the awareness of online safety, but promote digital literacy, the ability to distinguish the legitimacy of online sources.
It's much more about really understanding how to navigate, the digital world, understanding how to operate within online communities, how to analyze the content, how to interact.
While public opinion might mostly be one-sided on watching digital citizenship, Slater wants students to embrace digital citizenship on their own and take it as they decide to. He hopes that open communication will improve the presentations and make the students more engaged.
In the way that it's set up, which is a little bit more scripted, probably a little bit more formal, I don't know that I would say it's always going to be 100% effective unless the teacher or the students are willing to own that conversation, share some of their thoughts, and maybe even open up about their experiences or their expectations. And I think that in some classrooms, some of the teachers in our district are doing that, but maybe not all.
For some of the teachers who support the digital citizenship lessons, these open conversations have been shown to be especially effective. These teachers have reported positive results and overall student enjoyment from the experience.
I think the presentations that we have had this year have been very useful, very well put together, and I think that in my situation they've sparked a lot of great conversations within my students.
As digital citizenship continues to be made, new improvements and adaptations will occur as feedback is received. For Studio 415, I'm Chris Jones.
The majority of students eat school lunch every day, but not many people know what it takes to make lunch for over 2,000 students.
Studio 415 reporter Jaden Brown takes a look at how big of a responsibility the lunch staff takes on every day.
The lunch staff comes into school around 6:30 a.m. and begins making lunch and breakfast for the students. But the process for making lunch begins a lot earlier.
The lunch that you eat every day is not decided by the lunch ladies or even the kitchen manager. The lunch is decided by the food service director, Leanne Kahneman. She starts making a school lunch menu in January, the school year before, for the high school, CFC, elementary schools, and middle schools. Once the menu is made, it is sent to the kitchen managers, and every day they start the process of pulling and cooking the product around 8 or 9:30. Depending on the type of food being prepared, it could take longer to make. Homemade food such as beef and noodles or macaroni and cheese takes much longer to cook than other meals. Foods such as baked goods and cake are all homemade in the 1012 kitchen. The food that is supplied to the school comes from several different places, such as Gordon's Food Service, Piazza, Aunt Millie's, and buying produce from local farmers. It is important that the menu follows certain guidelines such as sodium, fats, and calories.
We have to have a red-orange vegetable, we have to have a leafy green or dark green vegetable, we also have to have a legume or a bean every week in part of that menu.
Since there are many students to feed, it may be difficult to know how much of a certain food to make. It is the kitchen manager's job to be able to figure out the quantities of food and make sure there's enough for every student.
That's where, as a manager, you have to really kind of watch your numbers. At first, it's kind of tricky, especially for me because I only deal with one grade. So I don't have that grade coming back to know for future usage.
Not only does the lunch staff have to serve lunch for over 2,000 students, it also has to serve breakfast in the morning. That process starts about 6:30. For Studio 415, I'm Jaden Brown.
With Christmas around the corner, Fort Wayne is in full swing for decoration setup from lights to blow-up Santas.
One festive item put up annually is the Christmas tree at Jefferson Pointe. With the lights synced to the sound of music, it becomes a staple to any shopper's trip.
Studio 415 reporter Tristan Tyon has the details about the origins of the tree.
The tradition began back in 2001 and has been an annual event since then. Some just see the tree as a decoration, but in reality, it's so much more. From programming to syncing up the lights to the music and the planning of other festive events, raising the tree takes months in advance.
The process begins back in June, so that's when we test all the lights and get rid of the old lights that are bad and then order new lights. So we start the process back in June with our ordering process, trying to figure out what's good and what's bad and what we want to do this year.
The artificial tree stands at 49 feet tall with a 5-foot star to top it off, making it Fort Wayne's largest Christmas tree. The reason it is artificial is because of the immense height of it, along with the caretaking of the tree. With the tree comes the music. All genres of music are played to appeal to all kinds of shoppers, such as the seasonal Christmas music,
it's the most wonderful time of the year,
and the nostalgic Star Wars theme.
Whether or not we want to add a new program or if we want to add a new element to the tree and how we're going to do that. So the plan takes place in June and we get the tree set up in October.
Along with the tree, there are many other festive events that take place every shopper, young and old, can enjoy.
Yeah, we have live reindeer out here every Saturday, as I mentioned. We also have Santa Claus out here, so the kids can come and visit Santa Claus. He's located inside the children's play area. We also have giveaways every week. We have a new pop-up store this year. Just a lot of different things that we're more than just fashion. We're fashion, food, and fun, and that is our slogan. So you can come out here to eat, you can come out here to watch a movie. We have more than just a place to shop. We kind of have our own community, and now we have this tree that has show times each night.
Come on down to Jefferson Pointe for nightly showings from 6 to 11, and every Saturday for live reindeer from 5 to 7. From Studio 415, I've been Tristan Tyon.
The Jefferson Pointe tree is one of many holiday traditions in Fort Wayne.
Studio 415 reporter Garrett Ambergy got to explore downtown and see many of the other traditions of the holiday season.
This is one of the iconic sites featured in downtown Fort Wayne every year around Christmas time. The Santa is lit annually on the PNC building next to Coney Island and Yummy Bunny on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Downtown Fort Wayne has hosted these such cherished holiday celebrations dating back for many years. The Santa was originally lit on November 21st, 1940. Junior Kaylee Haney has come down to see at least the Santa lighting every year.
Occasionally Festival of Trees. The wreath lighting is kind of, if we have time and it's not too cold.
Downtown is absolutely packed on this night every year for the Fort Wayne Night of Lights and attracts visitors from all around to celebrate in the merriment. People on this night are more than welcome to see not only the lighting of Santa and his reindeer, but all the other light displays around town as well. This consists of the wreath lighting at the bottom of the Indiana Michigan Power Building and the lighting of the tree on top of the Calhoun Street Bridge. Many areas in downtown show off their own Christmas spirit with their own displays such as lights flashing in time, with music attracting many visitors to dance and really get into the holiday spirit. Many families pack downtown in tight with everyone watching the lights.
If you can imagine like Carroll hallways times 3.
This is a tradition for many families and will continue to be for years and years to come.
If you'd like to see these exciting holiday lights shine bright, head downtown to see for yourself, or head over to Franke Park to see the excitement going on there. From Studio 415, I'm Garrett Ambergy.
Bowling is usually considered a hobby, but for some Carroll students, that hobby can be played as a club sport.
The members of the Carroll bowling team have aspirations of the sport becoming more. Studio 415 reporter Blake Pocock has this story.
The Carroll boys and girls bowling teams are currently club sports, but are optimistic that the IHSAA may recognize them as a varsity sport in the near future. As you'll see in my story, the girls bowling team is having fun whether or not they are varsity.
The Carroll High School bowling team is relatively new to the wide spectrum of sports offered at Carroll. For this year, they are still considered a club, but head coach Diane Lyda hopes to get that changed.
We're considered a club, although next year it's a possibility, if not next year, perhaps the year after, will likely be an Indiana High School Athletic Association recognized varsity sport.
Although the objective of sport is to come together as a team and achieve set goals, bowling allows for both personal achievement and team success. 5 people from each team battle for the top individual spot. The school with the highest scores will win the competition. The team consists of students of various ages, but the seniors believe that this team would give them a fun and memorable way to end their last school year.
Well, it's my senior year, and I was like, I really want to make a lot of my senior year, and I recently quit the Carroll girls soccer team, so I decided to sign up for the bowling team and try it out.
Lyda has tried to use her love for working with kids in order to build the bowling program from the ground up.
And I just love working with youth, and I've been working with youth ever since my own kids were young. I've coached other sports, as the kids were growing up.
This prior experience gave Lyda the perfect opportunity to excel as a coach and a mentor to kids in the community.
Bowling season starts in late August and runs through the winter months. If you have any questions or want to be a part of the team next year, make sure you talk to Coach Lyda or any of the existing team members. For Studio 415, I'm Blake Pocock.
That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching.
If you have any story ideas that you would like to see covered, mention them to any of the students in the credits or to Mr. Johnson.
For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.